All right, welcome to this next episode of Your Music, Your Story. Today we're talking with the fellas from Out of Chaos. So how is it going?
Hello.
What's up?
Pretty good.
Doing good, man.
Thanks for coming out and enjoying the festivities.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys are all out from Hemet?
Yes.
Yeah.
I live in Anza, which is like an hour up the mountain, but I used to live in Hemet, so
And where's that? Is that
It's
out by,
Anza.
it's between like Temecula and Palm Springs in the
He's in
mountains.
the mountains,
geez.
bro.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
Mountain man, Andrew.
He hunts squirrel for dinner every night.
I do.
Live off the land.
Rabbit and squirrel.
F the man.
But yeah, we're mostly from Hemet.
All right. Good old Hemet out there.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but
It's
A lot of people don't.
It's not too much, not too much different from where we're at right now, honestly. You know,
As soon as we pulled in
maybe
here,
a little less.
Didn't seem
maybe
too
a little
different.
more drug addicts.
yeah.
I don't
It's a
know.
little rough in
Probably
some
more
areas.
drug addicts in Hemet than there is in Moreno Valley. But,
I don't know.
I don't
Hemeth.
know. That might be debatable.
right?
Yeah,
for real,
yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Depends on what they say online.
Oh, yeah. Like up here, it's not too bad. But when I first moved here, I lived down by the mall and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, the cops were
Bad, huh?
always rolling around. The helicopters were always rolling around.
Yeah.
So with the apartments I moved in, I mean, they were brand new and they were way too expensive. This is in 2005.
Yeah.
Anyway, I moved out for a year. I came back, so they started taking the Section 8 housing. So I moved in again, and yeah, the cops were there every night. Apartment complex every single night. Cops were there. A little kid stabbed another kid with a pencil.
Oh shit.
Just like,
Yeah, like there's crazy ass stories that you hear out there out that way too. Like shit that makes you go, whoa, that really happens. You know? Like, well, hey, there's
what
a-
kind of wackadoodles we got around here?
yeah.
plenty.
Hey, we do what we can where we're at, you know?
Faux show, faux show.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been a band for?
Maybe like 2-3 years.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
Coming up on 3 years soon, I think.
Well, it was mid 2020.
Yeah.
So.
Two solid years of pushing the band and playing shows and stuff though.
So you guys started during COVID.
Yep.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did actually.
I mean, how most people were like, you know what, we're done. We're not doing
A
anything.
lot of people were, yeah.
How'd that come about?
Yeah.
We just kind of believed that it was going to kind of come back, and there was a few people, you know, that were still in the scene, so we were hopeful. And we figured, you know, it'd be a good period to kind of like really work on some stuff and grow and get better. So
Since no shows were actually happening, we just jammed in a garage, bro. Like at the start, it was like 3 days a week, 3-4 days a week, or something like that.
Yep.
And that was with an old member in the band, Chad. But Tito came in a little bit later on. So Tito is the newest addition to the band,
Okay.
which is our guitar player.
All right, so who all do we got here in the band?
Yeah. So my name's David, and I play drums. I do a little backup vocals.
Drew, I do the vocals.
Tito, I'm on guitar and some little backup vocals.
I'm James. I'm on bass, and as of recently, vocals.
Nice.
You had to graduate into that one?
Oh no, I just didn't feel like it up until then.
He really didn't. We would ask
that's
him,
true,
"Hey
yeah.
James, you want to get on some gang vocals?" I'm good. All right, for sure. And then one day he's like, "Hey, I think it's time for me to do some vocals." Like, all right, cool.
It's just one of those things. If I'm in the mood for it, absolutely. If not, I just no.
We'll take
I mean,
it.
we always offered, and then one day he was just like,
Yeah,
sure. We're like, what?
Put him in the music video. Put him in the music video.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one of you guys post, you guys are having a video or a song come out on the 22nd, is it?
Music video. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the 22nd, we're releasing a video called Traders. Really stoked about it, actually.
Yeah.
For an oath to enforce the laws, but never to think or consider the cause. Obeying without question, corrupt commands with the blood of the innocent for their rights. Parts of the system, gonna shoot you dead.
Traitors to the human race. Traitors stepping forever on the human face. Traitors. Agents of atrocity, traitors to humanity. Agents of atrocity, traitors to humanity.
Despite fatalities, officers will not be suspended.
It's going to be. We've been sitting on it a little bit for a while, but we wanted to get like a cool visual, good video for people to really kind of like grasp the message, you know, instead of just having a song out there, you know, it's a cool song, you know, has a heavy breakdown. No, listen to what he's saying. You know, he's got some stuff to say. So I think the video is going to help a lot when it comes to like bringing out that part of the song.
And we're really proud that we did it all ourselves for the most part.
So like the whole video was just you guys?
Yeah. We put some clips in there of different things, but
I saw some of the like the police ones.
Yeah.
So like those were the rest of the.
Well, it's kind of funny because we had already recorded the song a while back, and me and my wife actually had been sitting there, we've been collaborating with getting clips together for it, and then after a couple months, we finally got around to it. But and even then, during the editing process, like we even had to find additional footage because even then, you take so many clips. Showing actual brutality happening, and it's only a couple seconds long. Even when you got like 17 different sources,
he's like, "I got this."
It's actually, but it's pretty funny how much brutality footage there is. Maybe not necessarily death, but just the amount of footage that we were coming up on of cops just pointing guns at kids or physically just beating up somebody that was unarmed or innocent. Too many of them.
You're
Way
like
too many.
Eye opener, huh? You're like, whoa.
We had a lot of clips that didn't even make it into the video. Because it was just it was a lot.
Drew's original list was pretty fucking big. Oh, we want to implement all these, and then he's like, "Well, what about these?" And I'm like, "Do your thing, fuck yeah!" You guys got that part.
Like that's the whole video.
I'm excited. Yeah, I don't even have to do nothing on that part. Yeah.
We're gonna be in this video too, right?
Well, there was talk at one point in time where we're like, well, we'll put in a couple seconds of our stuff, and we'll have so much footage here in between, and then the footage actually turned out really good.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we gotta put the other stuff around the song now. We don't really have a choice now.
We ended up finding a really cool place to shoot. Like we had a couple of areas where we shot before, were without our instruments and whatnot, but then we ended up finding this big like water reservoir that was abandoned.
Yeah, over in a little bit of a quieter part of Hemet is a bunch of orange groves, and we had finished shooting the first day, and we had actually known about a location just further up the road from another photo shoot that Judith actually had done. And we were checking it out. And as we're checking out, we realized there was no place to set the drums. But one of you two had noticed something a little further down the hill. So maybe a couple 100 yards down the way was just this big encampment that we had to physically get ladders to get into.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And so all that graffiti in there, that's just how that was. That's how it was left.
So it was just
perfect.
People had done
We're just like, hey, if we could
Yeah,
find
it
a
was
way
really
to
cool.
get all of our equipment 12 feet down into this drop right here, then we could film the video here. So
It was
we
a
had to
little
go
sketchy.
home.
We had the ladders and everything, trying to put amps down the ladders and
We
lowering
had
them
two.
down.
We had two
ropes.
ladders. We had a ladder
step
leaned up
stool and
against
a
the
ladder.
wall, and then another ladder set up next to it to like
Oh, geez.
just to get the equipment down there. And
Started
it was
raining on us, dude. It was.
Oh, yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
Like 3/4 of the way through, it started to rain.
in the middle of the video, like in the middle of the day. All the equipment's all set up, drums are set up. It starts raining. We're like,
What'd you do? Just
We threw our shirts and jackets over everything as
waited
much
it
as we
out,
could.
dude.
It wasn't too heavy, but still, it consistently rained very lightly for probably a good 5-10 minutes. We didn't know what was going to go from there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
Well, either in general, we didn't even know because the day before, I kid you not, we were all checking out. It said that it was going to be, warm, sunny. Then out of nowhere, that morning of overcast, chance of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bam. Usually, I think it was me actually, because Tito's really good at that, okay? Tito's like, guys, it's gonna rain. Like the weather says 90% chance of rain. He's like the voice of reason with stuff. I'm like, no, all that shit lies. Like they don't know. They don't know shit. You know, like no, it's not gonna rain. It never rains in Hemet, and then it fucking rains. You know, like oh, dude. Yeah, but no, it was a good experience.
In the middle of July.
Yep. It ended up working really well because the lighting was really good. It wasn't like too bright, so we weren't squinting and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it actually worked in our favor.
Yeah.
The trailer looks good.
Yeah.
So what was your crew like? Was it just you guys doing it? Or
was just us.
It was just us here, and then James' wife Judith is the one who filmed, and then that's it.
Yeah,
that's all who was there.
That's it. I
think we ended up filming it on
so all of us.
Used an Android, right?
What was that?
What phone do you use?
Yeah, we used his phone.
We use my phone, which is a Galaxy S23 Ultra.
So that's what the whole video was on.
And there's like a video pro video settings, and you could like adjust lighting and all that stuff, and it just worked out real well. We're like, let's try it, dude, and it worked fantastic because I seen online that people were doing that, like a bunch of big like artists on like TikTok and stuff, and people use their iPhones too. You know what I mean? So what's the difference really? So
That's crazy.
We used our phone, dude, on this one, and we literally DIY till we died. Dude.
DIY.
You know, a while ago, I was trying to look into a camera because I wanted to start filming stuff and making videos and stuff. And I was talking to this guy who was trying to sell cameras and stuff, and I was like, "What do you suggest? Like, I want to start making like videos, trailers, music videos, and like stuff like that." And he's like, it's probably against policy for me to tell you this, but phones nowadays, bro, like you could do basically the same thing you could do with the highest quality camera we got. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, phone cameras they're coming up, and a lot of the quality, like these cameras that we have, like the quality is so good, and like once you post it, whatever you post it on is going to knock down the quality anyway.
Yeah.
So the phone compared to what this is going to get you, just wherever you post it, it's going to be basically the same. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to hold off on a camera then.
I mean, I that's crazy that's coming from someone that is literally in the industry too,
Yeah.
And I do feel like there's obviously like levels to it, like lighting and stuff.
Yeah.
Like with phones, you have trouble at night, a little bit more trouble at night, and you know what I mean. So then you need the big boy cameras to come out. But we did what we did, bro, and we're stoked to really release it and show everyone what we got to say. Honestly,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hell yeah.
We're just trying to stick out a little bit, we got a lot of love for a lot of bands, but I feel like we're doing something a little different, And what I mean by that is it's more than just a band that jams on a Friday, Saturday to like party and hang out, Like there's a message with this band, and I think it's ready to be heard with more visuals. So after this, it's like pretty much every release we're going to have some type of visual.
Definitely want
Much.
to, yeah.
Yeah. Lyric videos, stuff like that.
Like videos of what you're doing with like clips you guys playing, or are you going to just do lyrics with clips?
Yeah, like mix it all up. Because this is the first time we've stepped into visuals with music.
Okay.
We usually don't do that.
For a
We've
good
done
year, we were talking about
pictures.
just maybe even doing just a lyric video. We just never did it.
We just never did it.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how it goes and try to step up our game a little bit and not look back,
Yep.
Good for you guys.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
So how often do you guys practice? Do you have a regular amount, or just
Try to
Regularly,
do
just
once a
weekly.
week.
Yeah.
At least once a week.
Usually on Sundays, every Sunday.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll squeeze in like a couple days, and like one day will be a live practice, and then we'll go to Tito's house for some recording or like writing. We'll write on his with pre-pro material and stuff like that, and
so like you're not playing the drums at all, or you just
We had my drum set over there, and we were doing it that way. My electric drum set's back at my pad, so now we'll just do when we pre-pro at his house. We do program drums, just to get the riffs and everything.
He's really fast
But
at
I'll
it.
sit back. I'll sit with them, and we'll do little parts and stuff like that. But then when we actually record, we do record with the drums.
okay.
Yeah.
So what program do you use for your drums?
For the drums, it's just Logic.
It's the basic one, right?
Yeah,
Just
it's
whatever.
the basic.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
really release or like even really show anybody the pre-pros
Yeah.
much.
We try to just get it out so we can hear what we're doing, and then just practice it the way it's recorded. And then once we're ready to release it, we take it to a studio to actually get it recorded for real.
Okay.
But the pre-pros are just for us to listen to it and like not forget what to play. And
It's for us.
Every single time we go into the studio to record, it comes out way fucking different than the pre-pro.
What do you mean?
Like drums change,
Like parts?
guitar riffs change.
Yeah, a couple
he ends
things,
up
yeah.
going, I don't like that part. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I think we could make it better, you know. But that's the reason why we do pre-pros is to do a pre-pro, write it a certain way, kind of sit on it for a little bit, and then kind of go, is this what we want to release?
Yeah.
Nah, let's beef it up a little bit.
It gives us the time to think about it and critique it.
Well, that's what ended up happening with Traders, because just the other day too, when I was just getting some teasers together for the upcoming video, I thought I had a file on there of it without the opening effects over the opening guitar, and instead I found the pre-pro version, and it was a completely different pace.
Oh yeah.
Faster.
Yeah.
Not much faster, but enough to be like, oh wow, we were doing it this way. Okay, wow.
I think I did that
Big difference.
recently, too. Yeah.
That's pretty. So do you? So in bands that I've played in, I mean, I like just listening to them. I've taken stuff from recording practices, but I've had a lot of people that just will not listen to it. They will not listen to anything that we record. I mean, they will. Like if we go to the studio and you release your CD, but any practice will not listen to it.
Like you guys won't listen to it?
I do. They don't.
Yeah,
guitar players just won't. Like one of the bands I was in, I take it. I do it mostly just to get practice on recording, but also because I like to listen to it. Because like you guys say, okay, here's our song. Well, maybe we want to change here.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
No,
Really?
wouldn't not
Really?
send it to them.
Oh, that would drive me crazy, dude.
Yeah. See, this
I'd
is
be
the first
mad.
band that I've actually had the privilege to do this type of stuff.
Okay.
All my other bands, it's usually the only way we write is live, and that's it.
Like when
And
you're practicing.
practice, jam, and they write. So it's really nice and refreshing to do it this way sometimes, because you could really put it all into it instead of it coming out like a jam song. You know, because sometimes I feel like, oh, that riff's cool.
More thought, yeah.
And we just stick with it, and then like a month later, we're playing that play. I'm like,
Well, it's not to say
maybe
that
that
there
riff's
is
not
a
that
way
cool.
of writing songs that way too. It's
started
just
out cool.
sometimes the
Sounds like
inspiration
an
doesn't
intro.
come unless you're alone, and then you just have a moment to bust it out so you don't forget it. And then if you have it, then that could be a song too.
Like
but-
old school days when I was a youngster, when we would, that part was sick. Put the phone on, dude, and put a microphone in the middle of the room and just record with your computer. Put it on a burnt CD. Who knows about all those days?
I wanted to learn to record that stuff because like me and David will jam sometimes.
Yeah.
And like we'll play something that's really cool and we really like it, and David's like, "Oh, that was sick. Play it again." And I'm like, "Fuck." I don't remember what I just played. And then we just can't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I got to record some stuff and like just so I don't forget what I just played.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a photographic memory or whatever. You know what I mean?
It's our way of writing it down, basically.
Well, do you ever have that issue where you played something, you're like, man, that was cool. You go on to other stuff, and then come back a week later, and you have the recording of it, and you're like, man, I don't remember what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I kind of do, but not really.
yeah.
No, I can relate, but
Yeah, new songs that we work on and we haven't released yet. We'll go into practice and we'll play them for weeks and it'll be cool. But then one week, for some reason, we'll go in there and one of us at least will be like, "Wait, how does that new song start?"
Yeah.
And we'll have to pull up the pre-pro and be like, "Okay, that's right. All right, I'm good.
Yeah,
let's play
It's
it."
happened at a few shows too. We're like, oh shit, what are we gonna play?
Real quick before we start.
Huddle, team huddles.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
No,
Oh, that's a
Drew's
good one.
usually good with the like, even if it's last minute as hell, but he'll like, we start in 2 minutes, dude, and Drew will be like, "Here's your set list." I was like, "Oh, thank you." Sometimes I just forget while you're up there, After the intro, I'm like, "Wait, what song is it? What song? Oh, okay."
I absolutely need a set list written out.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
so
I
he
can't
writes us all a
remember.
set list, and like puts it next to us and stuff.
I'll remember all the lyrics, but I can't remember shit else.
What they're called? What song is
Yeah,
this one?
all right. I don't
where's my
remember.
preferred order?
It's
is.
called
Makes sense.
Dun Dun.
You gotta sound it out for him.
Yeah.
The one that starts on A.
That one.
There's three of those.
That's awesome. I filled in for a band in November last year, and we made a set list. And they came over, we practiced, and they have a real slow song and a fast song that they put in the middle. So I'm like, okay, and I really don't know. I know the older ones, but anyway. So when they got there, they're like, we're gonna switch them, and it was over at in Corona at the barbershop, or not the barbershop.
Union Barber?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Union Barber Corona.
So, I mean,
shout out to them. You guys are awesome.
yeah, not that it's the best sounding anywhere. So I get up there. Now I'm thinking that we're going to play the fast song, but they're playing the slow song, and I don't know. I can barely hear the guitar, so I just go in with the fast song.
Yeah.
And they're trying to keep up rather than just be like, okay, let's stop. Let's start this over. We're doing this song. No, they finished it.
Yeah.
It sounded like doo-doo.
Oh my
Finish
gosh.
it though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
They're
finish
like, it's like, that's the fastest we've ever played that song. And I'm like, I thought that
And
was the
what do you
song.
play?
Whatever.
Oh, so you play a little bit of everything? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a studio in there.
That's awesome. Man.
Awesome. Show you when we're done.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And we heard your neighbor playing drums. I was like, oh, look at him. He's got some chops, dude.
So that's his grandma's house. They live in some apartments. So he comes by on the weekends. I mean, he's definitely improved.
That's
It's
good.
good.
He's pretty
And at
solid.
15, that's
Practice
good.
makes perfect, bro. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I sucked ass at drums 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
In my
evolved
opinion, I sucked really
fast.
As in you just barely started?
Yeah, I pretty much just started playing drums. I played drums off and on, like for years, like maybe, but I've never really owned a drum set ever. So I've
Okay.
never been able to actually play or ever play with like a
Like
guitar
practice?
player or anything like that. But yeah, it's about probably 3 years, something like that. And so I feel like the writing's becoming a little bit easier. So all you gotta do is practice, man.
No, I mean, if you listen
I
to
got
the
a
songs,
long ways to go, bro, to where I want to be. That's all I'm gonna say. But I've been practicing. So
I mean, if you listen to the songs that you guys have, I mean, you wouldn't be like, oh, that dude sucks. So you're doing pretty good.
thank you, bro. Appreciate that a lot. Thanks. Because the first songs that we recorded, you might say that.
I immediately regret that.
That's why those are like very deep, you know. Those are very deep. We're trying to bury those super
moving on a
Ignoring
little
that
bit.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
So question: the band's been around for about 3 years, and you're saying you've been playing for roughly 3 years.
Yeah.
Was
I
this
mean, okay, so I was in a band called Raw Dog. We were like a heavy beatdown band, and I used to like just hop on the drummer's drum set and play at
Like if he
practice
wasn't
for
there?
like 20 minutes at a time and stuff. So I mean, it'd be more fair to say that I've been off and on for like probably 10 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I've been able to go you know, like for a while. But like I said, playing in a band with other musicians, taking it serious, learning how to play on a fucking click. It's only been about 3 years.
You like it?
I hate it. I fucking hate it. I cannot stand it, but I'm trying. And my electric kit helps me a lot with that. So I just put on that freaking click as loud as I can and just play. So
Nice.
I have a tendency to play a little fast.
Hey, you're a drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we all do.
Poor Tito. Poor freaking Drew.
Yeah.
Poor James.
Do you guys ever play shows? You're like, damn it, dude, slow
Yes.
down.
Oh,
No,
yeah, I get winded.
every
for sure.
show. Every show.
And see, I usually don't want to speak up about it because the stuff that got me into playing bass was all very fast paced.
Right.
So my first instinct is to always play faster
Right.
live. So
Well,
Him and I will always just rush things
We
out.
are the
We need
rhythm,
to-
my man.
There's
Follow you.
But that being said, that's why we've never really had any bad shows because we've always just kept it together regardless of the pace.
As long as- yeah. But really, it's like poor fucking Drew. He's the one who has to
I have to
scream.
cut out words and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
He's like, oh, I can't say where right here. Oh,
I had a whole phrase and I missed half of it.
Yeah.
That bad, huh? Like, is it that much faster?
I mean,
No,
sometimes it's been like a little fast, but it's nothing
It's-
too bad.
it's been getting better because like Drew will say, all right, this next song is called whatever it is. And either me or James will turn around and look at David and be like, hey, remember, slow it down.
a couple times Tito sat and they're like looking at me and slow down.
I even
right
wrote-
before we played, Tito's like, remember, just play slow today. I'm like,
Well, it took like a year of
For sure, I got
different
you.
ways of playing IWTKM before we finally found the pace that we do it on album and actually started doing it live
Yeah.
that way. Because either we would do it way too slow or way too fast.
Yep.
But I think when we first wrote, though, it was a lot faster paced to begin with. But it was one of those songs that just we found the right spot for it. We rehearsed it enough. And
I
it
remember
was fine.
you brought that up and you're like, hey, I just listened to IWTKM after a while of
Months and months.
months after it was recorded. He's like, I just listened to it. And do you guys realize how slow we recorded that song?
We did. We played it.
And we all
very
played it and we're
slow.
like, holy shit. It's so slow.
Like, you play it a whole
We
lot
play that
faster now.
Dude,
way
like, put me
faster
to
live.
sleep slow, dude. It's a slow song, dude. We play it pretty fast. We play that one pretty fast. But we Some songs we almost like that one. We kind of want to play it a little faster than when we recorded it. But
It was a hypey song.
I think
It's just
there's like a
to do
natural
so.
tendency to do that when you're playing without in ears and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we don't play with in ears and a click in our ears, so it tends to come off a little bit naturally faster, you know. But most of the time, we sound like our fucking recordings, okay, guys? If you guys are listening and watching, we do sound like our recordings,
No,
okay?
I can't remember
For the
time
most
we
part,
did it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just we like to play a little fast, so it is what it is.
Well, it's because we have
And
fun.
only at sometimes.
Like, you know, when you get on
It just depends
stage
on the
and
energy of the show too. I mean,
yeah, like if you get on stage and like the show's going good, like you feel good, you start having fun, your adrenaline starts going, and you just naturally play faster.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And again, we don't
As long as you
play
keep
and we
together
don't
and
have
you
in
stay
ears
on
and
time, it's
shit.
fine.
So
yeah.
do it again.
Well, nice. So how often do you guys try and play shows? As much as you can, or do you, like once a week, or you just try and keep
well,
it
as
on
long
the
as we
schedule?
can schedule. I mean, we're all honestly pretty busy people, but we always manage to pull through with hopefully at least a gig a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
As of the last year, at least.
Right.
If we're lucky, we'll pump out a couple of them in 1 month.
Yeah. Sometimes we've done like 3 or 4 in 1 month.
Like in May, I think we had one every weekend in the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lately, I think we've been as a band we talked and we agreed to kind of the next couple months to take it a little bit slow with the shows and really get the music going again. Because we're sitting on like 3 songs right now that need to be recorded and stuff. So we get those done and then we could launch our like a new EP or something like that, and then a new line of shows and stuff. We're trying to play new areas lately.
Yeah.
What do you
Spread-
mean by new? Like
new cities?
new states, or just
Yeah,
like
new-
new,
new
states.
locations,
Well, I mean, if an
new
opportunity
venues.
comes, yeah.
Yeah, new states. We went to Arizona with Slumped and Prisoners. That was really fun. Actually, arguably the best show we've ever played.
Yeah,
as
was in
far as
Yuma.
Definitely up there.
as far as crowd reaction and merch sales. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Shout out to Yuma buying all of
Yeah,
our fucking
Absolutely.
merch.
That
was
helped
the
a
one that I
lot.
heard it was like they were doing an outside show.
Yeah,
That was it.
so it's called Prison Hill. Okay, and so it's like an abandoned prison museum, right? It's like out there.
Yeah, old prison. Yeah.
An old prison, like
real?
a stone
Yeah.
prison,
Yeah.
right? And it's a park. It's a national park, and you or a state park. I'm sorry, and you like the it's like on a hill, right? Like the prison's all on a hill, and you literally just walk down, like you're like less like 100 yards away from the river, and you walk down, and there's like a bathroom, just a bathroom hut. And they just set up right there, bro, and play in front of the bathroom hut with a generator.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing.
It's right next to a cemetery too, where all the prisoners,
Yeah.
like 100 of them or so, died. And it's like real old school. It's just rocks on top of graves, no gravestones or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody into ghosts? Was it creepy?
I'm pretty
mean,
into ghosts.
We're into it.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
Like kind of eerie, kind of cool.
It was a little bit, yeah.
I'm a little pissed off at myself that I didn't go see it at night.
Right.
I was so busy with the show and
See,
shit.
I went back there
didn't
2 or
go
3
see it
times.
at
I had to
night.
show her. I had to
Oh,
up there
dude.
a couple of times.
Okay. I didn't tell any of you guys this, but I was actually kind of pissed at you guys at that show.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, because I got there and I'm setting up merch. So I'm setting up the table, I'm hanging up the shirts and everything, and David comes up and he's like, "Hey Tito, do you want to go over there and look at the cemetery?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "All right, cool." And like I turn around and I'm like putting some merch up and I'm like, like getting ready to go, and I turn around and they're freaking gone.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
"What
why
the
you
heck?"
weren't there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, "Where did they go?" And somebody was like, "Oh, they're looking at the cemetery." I'm like, "What the?" I just told him I wanted to go.
I remember that. I'm sorry. I just assumed that someone was behind. I'm just trusting all of Yuma. Hey, just leave our merch there. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Well, there was always one of us by the table and everything.
At
It was-
that point, there
yeah.
wasn't though. That's why Tito stayed.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
but we did good on merch that night. I was shocked.
Surprisingly
Like
well.
we,
Yeah.
like
I think
was,
we sold like $400 worth of merch that
About
night.
400.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But
That's
I want to.
that's a lot for us.
I want to shout out to. There was a girl there. She at the end of the show, she came up and dropped $200 on our merch.
Yep.
Just one
crap.
one person dropped $200 on all of our merch,
Hell yeah.
and a good chunk of it was just a tip.
Yep.
She's all,
Here's
here's
a
a, she's all,
$50
here's a
tip.
$100 bill. Split it between you and Slumped. There's your tip. I was like, we never had that happen. That was pretty awesome of her to
never.
do.
Yeah.
So shout out to you if you ever see this or hear this.
Yeah, and then she pulled out another $100 bill, and she was like, "Oh, I want this shirt,
Yep.
this shirt, this shirt, and the stickers." And I'm like, "Jesus Christ!"
Like hell yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's
is cool.
we're trying to just play a lot of shows, but not to where we burn ourselves out. You know, 'cause I feel like a lot of bands lose the sight of like noticing that. You
Yeah.
know that.
Playing the same
Well, it's easy to
spot,
get-
the same
Playing
bands.
the same venue every Friday night, you know, it's things like that. It could burn your band out, you know, and people might not want to go see you now because they know that you play every Friday, you know. So I don't know. We're trying to take a little different strategy, I guess you could say, to it.
Well, another thing I like that we're doing is because we're seeing a lot of shows where it's the same lineup, like it's the same bands playing together all the time,
Yeah,
in all these
4 to
different
6 bands.
Not
venues.
lying.
Every
But when we play, it's always there's at least 1 or 2 bands that we've never played with before.
Every show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Every
then-
single show.
especially the all ages shows. Those ones pop off more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in
like-
slightly different genres too.
Yeah, we played a punk fest one day, and we're like, "What? Why are we even on this?"
How many people were there? There was over 300 people
Oh,
at
that
that
was
show.
quite a bit, yeah.
That was
nuts.
big.
Yeah,
And him,
in
they
a
were-
backyard, dude.
Yeah.
Or a front yard, I should say.
They were all
actually,
just straight punk bands, and then there was us. We're like, "Why are we on this?" But like,
we were the
we're not
scary
Shout out to
complaining.
James getting us on that show.
Yeah.
So how
And
how'd you
Dave
come across
Flores,
that?
thank
Yeah, well, that was actually David Flores from Andy and the Cockblockers.
Yeah.
They got us on that gig, and I think it was Punk Palooza is what it was called.
was.
Yeah, and I think it's
Yeah.
the second one they've thrown there. They've got another one already booked coming up. I don't
Yeah.
think we're on that one.
We're
but,
not.
But either way, they're already.
Shout out
They
to
do
Dave.
that far ahead
I
of
did
time,
talk
though,
to
you know?
Dave about that, and he said he only had like an opener slot, and he didn't want to put us on an opener slot. So
Oh, I mean, I appreciate
pretty
that.
much, you know, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Give it to some youngster with opportunity, you know.
No, absolutely.
So that was out in Hemet, and he's going to try and do it once every year.
Yeah, he's doing it. I don't have the
far as I
date.
know, yeah.
Sorry, but I don't have the date in front of me right now. But yeah, they have it planned, and I think since we were kids is on that show. No Consent is on that show. There's a few others. Those are just the 2 that I know of off the top of my head that are on that one. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good one.
Well, hot dog. So you guys will play with any genre?
Anything,
so if someone
bro.
Says, hey,
Maybe
you want to play?
It's not like we haven't before, so
Let's do it.
We're down for
Yeah,
it.
we'll see.
We're
it.
really
If-
down. We love seeing people's faces go.
It's kind of
No,
fun
we'll-
being
we'll
the
look-
scary band. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look at the lineup, and we'll see all these bands we've never heard of, and we'll look them up, and they're nothing like us, and we're like, "Cool."
it's always a good
We'll
time.
play.
Those
So,
shows
I
are
mean,
usually actually the better shows.
Yeah, they work
I hate
out
to
really
say it,
well.
but those are usually the better shows for us.
Yeah.
There's the ones that we like surprise people and they just don't know us, you know, like outside of our homie circle, outside of our friend circle, our family circle, you know, when we hit those shows and start, I feel like our band does, we step up a little bit, you know, as far as taking it as serious as we want to, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've always felt that those kind of shows were felt better because, like you said, sometimes when you play with the homie bands, it's cool. I mean, yeah, it's fun to play with the homie bands, but then, like you said, you're seeing the same people that show up, and it's just the same like core group, and you're like,
Yeah.
But when you play with people that are different, like you don't know any of them, and sometimes they're different styles. You get you get more people, and it's
Yep.
more fun because they're
Absolutely.
it's not the same. All right, well, that band could have kept playing because you're the same as this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know
That's
you
something
stand
new.
out there.
That's something new for me personally. I used to be super like gatekeeper in a way.
Well, that's just how
you
music
know.
scene
I
has just
only
worked
play
for the
with these
longest
people.
time. I just feel like in the most recent years, it feels like gatekeeping doesn't seem to be as enforceable with places like this or like places we play. Because I mean, when, in high school, I remember like no matter what genre it was always just if you listened to that genre, you were there, and there's very few people that even went to gigs if they didn't already know about it.
Yeah.
Or if you did go there with any type of other interest, it was just right away, just like didn't feel welcome or
Yeah.
just wasn't for you. I guess I
You
don't
were
know.
not lying,
but
bro. It's real as hell.
no,
Not
specifically
like
these last 2 years, though, it's like no matter where we've played, it's been a good reaction and a good fucking time. So
One of my old
like
bands,
that.
we played a quinceañera one time. that was something
done that.
And we opened up for a bunch of mariachi bands, and
shit,
we
really?
scared the hell out of everybody. It was really funny.
You selling the merch?
No, we were pretty new. We didn't have any merch at the time, but
So what? Like what? Was everyone like?
everybody was sitting down at tables and eating food and all that, and we went on, and everybody's just like, "What the fuck?"
Yo,
We cut the set short actually a little bit because we could tell everybody was getting a little bit of. It was.
yo,
it was
anybody wants to book us on a quinceañera? Do that
Hey,
shit.
I'm down
Out of
for it.
Chaos
I'd
is
be down.
down.
absolutely.
we got your songs. It's funny. So I know when I talked with Slump, they had done that. What was it? Skate versus hardcore, or skate punk and hardcore, or something. Did you guys do those, or some? I don't know what it was. Some kind of.
Yeah, I think that's the one at the gym that Brandon.
Oh yeah, that's when we played with
yeah.
Sky 13. Yeah.
Yeah, we were on that.
Yeah.
We were on that. I helped book that. Sorry. I spaced out on that one real quick. I'm sorry. It's punk versus hardcore. Yeah. That was in Cali Mesa.
Okay.
Shout out to 0 Point Athletics for letting us throw shows there.
Yeah, cool spot.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
So how many bands were there?
Oh,
'Cause I
man.
think there was quite a few, right?
There's like 12, I think.
About
if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
maybe a little more.
12 or 15.
And they had Joey's Barbecue there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
Joey's
they had barbecue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joey's
yeah,
Barbecue
bomb
catered.
barbecue, by
It was
the way.
so good.
So good. They're out of the Inland Empire. I don't fucking remember what.
that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember what town, but
Just say everywhere. They're from there.
Yeah, dude.
Wherever there.
No,
is.
shout out to Brandon from Slumped. He mainly threw that show on right there. You know, I was pretty much someone who slapped my name on there and helped him promote. He did all the dirty work, as you could say, and so shout out to him for that one.
He's also the guy that records us too.
Oh yeah,
Yep, since
Oh
day
yeah,
one.
Okay. So I was going to be my question.
big detail right there.
Yeah.
right. For real.
You guys are sitting on a few songs. Are those ones that he? I get as you said he recorded.
He's going to.
Traders, he did record.
One of them, yeah. The
So
one we're going to
the one
release
we're
right
releasing
now.
now, he did record that one. We have a couple of songs that are strictly just pre-pro through Tito.
Okay.
Once we
That-
and once we
but
tighten those up,
in the
get it
next
all figured
month
out,
or
we
so.
bring it to him, and then we
Exactly.
schedule a day, go out there, and usually within 1-2 sessions we have it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been.
Yeah.
And so, how many songs are you going to try and release? So you got your Trader. Are you going to do a couple others one at a time, or are you going to do, like I said, an EP? What's that?
We're
gonna
just
be?
doing singles right now, and then hopefully like an EP coming up here with like 3 or 4 or 5 songs maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like the next release after Traders will most likely be an EP.
We'd like
Yeah.
it to be,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got enough material to do it. It's got to actually tighten it up.
Yeah. We're really trying to kind of move on with our sound a little bit and kind of transition a little bit. So we're trying to make new songs of the sound that we're going for. So,
Okay.
all
Pretty much,
these-
we're
the-
trying to make songs with Tito playing guitar.
Well, yeah, because
Is-
like the
is a
first
big
stuff
thing.
we released was just Chad on guitar, and then we went
Our
in-
other guitarist,
Yeah.
our
Who's
old,
not
old
here?
one.
Who we replaced with Tito.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
so
then
that's-
after that EP, we released some songs with both me and Chad,
Right.
and then now we're moving into songs that are just me.
Correct.
Okay.
It's got a
There's an evolution
totally
there.
different
There is
feel
an
to it.
evolution.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chad. He's the homie.
Yeah.
Just didn't work out with the band, you know. But yeah, we're here with Tito and we're rocking it out, man.
So, because I know, all right. So on YouTube, I know you had one EP or I don't know, whatever it is, playlist that had 3 songs. So I don't know really what order they came in, and then one that had 4.
Yep.
And then the red one, which I don't know, starts with an A.
The one that no one can ever
talk about that one. I'll let you talk about that one.
Because I mean, there was definitely that one seems a little bit harder and heavier as opposed to the other 2.
Yeah.
Is
that
what
was
you're
that was
talking
the
about?
first one we released without Chad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that-
that's
that
kind
was
of the
just
sound we're going for right now.
Yeah.
Believe it
More,
or not,
more like that.
Traders
And-
was actually recorded in the same session as that song. That's how long it's been.
Oh yeah.
sitting
wow.
around. But those were both recorded the same day, same session.
Yep.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So what's that song about? I hear there's a story.
It's just about the possibility of what humans can do to the earth. You know,
Which song are we talking about right now?
AO.
Is that the one where they talk
The
about
one you
your-
can't pronounce.
Anthropogenic
Okay,
omnicide.
he's on the right track. My bad.
It's anthropogenic omnicide. And the idea is like humans causing the destruction or killing of everything, or the potential to. So,
Okay.
like, it's not guaranteed that we're going to, but with like the way we're polluting the planet and nuclear war and all this kind of stuff, we have the potential to really destroy a lot of the planet.
We are like kind of. I mean,
We really are. I mean, we have the potential to do good, but it just seems like we're kind of moving in a bad direction. So it's kind of more the possibility of what will happen if we don't, get our heads out of our asses, kind of a thing.
extinction. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. It's robotic, homicide. The time is gone. Mass extinction, apocalyptic annihilation, acceleration to the end of life.
It's like the facts and consequences, motherfucker. Karma's a fucking bitch.
Welcome to the age of death and return to a toxic wasteland. Big disease and starvation, mankind's death, the earth's salvation.
So is that the one? I know there was one that talked about. I just remember the only lyrics I could understand was "hypocrite and liar."
Oh,
Is that the one? I don't know.
Maybe I don't
I
know.
want to say it was the second one, the one that had 4 playlists. I like
don't
that
know.
one.
I don't
Oh, that's
know.
not Dogma.
Was that Dog?
That's not Dogma. It's probably Dogma. Right?
Maybe I can't think of a song where I say.
Like they're not like you hypocrite and liar. Like those are just
Yeah.
in there somewhere or something. I don't know. If I had a better memory, I could have told you.
Or
a little more.
that's I want to kill myself.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
Off the top of my head,
I
I know.
use hypocrite and liar in a couple songs, I think.
Right.
Maybe that's what.
But you said it was the one with 4 songs that is off the EP Dogma. The EP name is Dogma.
Like I want to say it was either so Devour Me or Fairy Tales and Superstitions. I want to.
I think Fairy Tales and Superstition probably would be that one. Yeah.
Okay, so when did you guys do those ones? So we're like. So you did this. I'm not even. The one that starts
good.
with an A.
That EP
We call
was
it
me
AO
and
to make
Chad.
it easy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that EP with the 4 songs, that was done when we got Tito with Chad still.
So that's the 2. Well, you're talking
Yep.
about the 2 parts.
Mhm. And then the one that you can't pronounce, that was the first release with just Tito. And then Traders is just Tito. And so now we're pretty much doing that from now on.
Are you guys
4-piece.
thinking about trying to get another, or is it you're just hey, we're good with what we're at?
Right now we're trying to see where it goes with just me, but I personally prefer to have another guitarist to play off of and like bounce ideas off of. But because we're going through the transition of not having Chad with us, I kind of just want it to be a little smoother instead of just
We definitely want to have another guitarist coming soon, though. Eventually.
Like it's not a priority, but eventually, you'll
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I
we're
think
just
we'll
trying to
probably-
ease into it.
Yeah. I think
than
we
just-
briefly talked about it recently on like Facebook Messenger, and I think we're going to try and get this next EP done the way we want to do it, and then we can focus on getting a second guitar player, because I'll be honest, the reason why we brought Tito onto the band was to have 2 guitar players.
And then there it goes.
Yeah, and then that happened, So eventually we'll definitely, I think we'll be a 5-piece, but there's like little things for me personally that I want to be like, no, let's stay a 4-piece. You know how much easier it is
Well,
to
honestly,
be in a
like-
band with 4 people
Well,
and
it
not
works just
6,
fine as a
or like, you know,
4-piece,
like,
but,
so like with that, I'm like, let's stay a 4-piece, but I'm like, for the music, let's be a 5-piece.
it'd be nice to have like solos or extra
Yeah.
parts and stuff like that.
There's certain
Unless
things
we
off
could
those first
figure it out
recordings we
how to
can't
do
even do
it.
live now because there's too much going on for just one guitarist to even do.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
And if you listen to our earlier songs compared to the newer songs, you can tell how different my style is from Chad's style.
Okay.
So it's like we didn't want to just swap Chad out with someone else and just be completely different out of nowhere.
Right.
So we're trying to
This
just
is weird.
yeah. So we're trying to just gradually get to a point where we can take on another guitarist.
All right. Let me turn this back on again.
Yeah, you're good. Soon we will have a 5-piece. Then we'll have to change some logos and stuff. Mm-hmm. Or they're just one of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Or design.
And swap out a battery.
Oh shit!
Go see. It doesn't feel like the AC is on.
The what?
Doesn't feel like the AC turned down.
It was okay.
Yeah. Well, luckily it's not too bad of a day though either.
You know,
I know damn well it's hotter in my house right now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 86
I
in
know
Hemet.
technology, but we put those stupid thermostats you can do on your phone. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Oh, like an app? Like you have to
Yeah.
use an app to do it?
Like now, half the time
You're all, damn it, where's the wall piece at?
my phone always gets logged out. So I'm like, damn it, the stupid thing won't work. So my wife always has to do it. All right.
My wife does it too. I'm like I'm laying in bed and I tap her and I'm like, hey, turn the air on. She's like,
Oh shit, really? She has the thing on her thing?
yeah.
I don't even have air.
You're a mountain man. You don't need
I
air.
was moving your
Well,
stuff.
we kind of don't
You
really need it up there.
You don't fucking deserve air, okay? Just kidding.
No, a lot of people up on the mountain, they don't have air.
Yeah.
So
No, that's
Well, I mean, it was pretty cold last winter when I was helping you out with it. But then I was thinking about it too. I'm like, yeah, there isn't any like AC in here.
I'm such a baby. I need AC.
well, we have it.
you would,
it just,
you would
it
have
doesn't
like
work.
10 of them plugged into your house. Fuck, a $1,000 light bill. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I tell you, when we bought this house, one nice thing, because we knew the people who had it, they fixed the yard up and they put solar.
Nice.
It's a beautiful
right.
thing.
Nice. I mean, because my wife, she likes it cold.
Me too.
Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, even in the summer, man, she's got the AC cranked.
Yeah, put the sweater on, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Like where a leg falls out and you wake up, it's like, oh dang, it's numb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
That's my lady. My lady's like 10 fans blowing on us while we're sleeping. I'm like, you know, trying I bury myself under the blanket sometimes. Like, you want to play this?
Yeah,
Probably.
I have our AC set to 68 degrees all year round.
Shit.
See, if it was my choice,
jeez.
I'd do the same
Yeah.
thing. But no,
And then I
wife
just bought.
and kid, and even Karen, all of them, just it has to be like in the late 70s and nothing below that.
Yeah.
Mid 70s and below that, no, it's too cold.
I got it at 68, and I just recently bought a fan so I could blow that on me at night, and it's right there, right next to my side of the bed. It's just blowing on me.
Doesn't dry you out or anything like that?
No.
That's what that does to me. I think that's why I have so much.
Like allergy problems and all that?
Dude, I wake up, my throat hurts and shit because I breathe in air all night, like straight up. Like I'm like, why? You know, like
No.
I don't know. I like
I
do
sleep,
that all the whole time. You know,
I sleep like
mouth
a baby
breathing.
when it's ice cold.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Whatever.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Anyways,
Back to more important things afoot. So when you guys are looking for another guitar player, your videos, so you play with it's just a 6-string, if I remember correctly.
I switch off sometimes.
Okay. So if you play a 6-string, is it tuned to E or do you go down?
No, it's drop A.
Jeez. And if you play, what do you play? 7-string then?
I usually play a 7-string. Yeah.
And that's drop A too?
They're both drop A. Yeah.
Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Man, how thick are your strings? You got thick ones?
I like them pretty thick. Yeah.
That's what she said.
yeah.
I said that on purpose.
Okay. Let's put
Thicker's
that.
better.
Let's put
Hoping
that in the
somebody would
next
say
EP,
that.
dude. Let's put that in the next EP. That clip right there, dude.
Real girthy strings.
God.
So have you always played with them down to A? I mean, that's low.
Yeah.
And that's just what you do? That's what you like?
When I joined the band, that was my first question. I was like, all right, if I'm going to be playing with you guys, what tuning are we in? And they're like, drop A. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. All right.
So before that, you weren't necessarily playing in drop A?
No, before that, I did just my own stuff in B.
So that's just your regular 7-string, right? Or did...
I used a 6-string for that.
Oh, you tune your 6-string down?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then they said
crazy.
They said it was going to be an A, and I was like, oh, I happen to have a 7-string, so I'm going to keep my 6-string in B just for me, and I'll play Out of Chaos stuff in A with my 7-string. But then once I started playing with Out of Chaos, I was like, I wonder what it would sound on my other guitar. Like, I wonder how it would sound. So I got my other guitar, tuned it down to A, and now I play with both of them.
And it's not, because to me it's too floppy. Like, I've done B.
Well, you just got to
I
get
just
your guitar
couldn't-
set up for that tuning.
Yeah.
And it's just not floppy?
No.
Yeah, I had no idea that guitar players had to do that until recently.
Yeah.
Brandon and Tito were talking about that, and they're like, "You got to go get your guitar set up." Like, what? You can't string your own guitar? You know? And they're like, no. But I would say that to Brandon, I believe. And he's like, "No, you have to like get your guitar set up." And I was
To
like,
like adjust the bridges.
I
and
had
all kinds
no
of stuff on
fucking
it.
clue. I
Even
thought you
bass.
literally just put the strings on and you're good, you know?
Right?
No.
Like,
Turn the knob.
yeah, I didn't know. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah, because if you don't get it set up, your guitar is gonna sound like the bassist from Korn, just like.
hey, I like that shit.
Right?
Yeah.
That's that
For
good
them,
shit.
yeah, but like, you don't want to
I
hear
know,
that.
I know. I just can't, you know?
Yeah,
Like I put because I want a 7-string. I've got an 8-string in there, but I'm not the biggest fan of it.
yeah.
It's kind of weird. It was on sale, but so I tuned my 6-string down just for like a 7-string because I like it. It was just too floppy. So, but I didn't know. I don't know. He had to change it. I'm just like, well, let's just tune it down.
Right.
And you're
That's me. That's what I thought you do.
Well, part of it too that we'll get rid of that if you don't already adjust things is if you do play with thicker strings. Like my bass for the last year and a half has been strung with the lower 4 strings on a 5-string set.
Oh yeah.
Wait, okay.
Because I said drop A, I've always played bass in just standard E.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. It was the same set of strings I used just playing in that tuning before. But once I was in this band, this is all I played with, so I just kept it at A. And in the beginning, yeah, it was kind of floppy. But then once I restrung it to a thicker gauge string, that wasn't a problem anymore.
That's a super thick string.
Oh, very thick, yeah.
Hey, we'll whip someone with that.
That's what she
Yeah,
said.
it's it's
I have a feeling this is not going to end.
Sorry, no, that'll be the last one. I had to get it. That's what she said.
Hey, if it's appropriate, why not?
appropriate.
So, do you play a 4-string or a 5-string?
4-string, actually.
Okay. Dang, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, good for you though.
Nope, always have.
Well, exciting. So, how do you guys write your music? Do you just sit down and start tinkering around, or do you have like a?
We do mixture. We do a mixture.
Yeah.
Like we do. We'll sit at his house and write. But we'll like get riffs. Usually we'll play live and we'll get some cool riffs that we like and some cool parts. We're like, boom, record a video of that. All right, cool. And then he'll go home and record it onto a CD so we could hear it more clearly. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll start writing that way most of the time.
A few of them, he writes like he's has a riff in his head or something like that he thought about or something like that. So he'll write it down and then we'll add the drums to it and whatnot and base it off of that.
Okay.
100% never fails. It's always on my drive home from work. It'll just come to me and I'll run into the house and my wife's like, "Oh, hey,
How's your day?
how was your day?" Yeah, and I'm like, "Hold on, I gotta go to the music room real quick. I'll be right back."
Don't talk to me.
And I just run up to the studio and just sit there and like record it real quick, because like 3 hours later she's like, "Are you done?" She's like, "Are you gonna say goodnight to your son?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize I was in here for that long," but yeah.
That's what happens though.
Yeah.
I guess.
Tomorrow?
Like at the end of like at the end of a studio day. Like I don't know about you guys, but my brain as a drummer at least, my brain is mushed.
Yeah.
Playing drumming, hearing just a click in my ear the whole like for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
I just like brain dead at the end of the day.
Yeah, how many
Recording
times?
things, editing things, it's always like that. When you hear the same thing repetitively that many times in a short period of time, it's, yeah.
Gets draining.
Yeah, like how many times have you guys checked your messages at like midnight or 1 a.m. and you have a message from me saying, "Hey, I have a new song."
That's most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time when there's a new song, it's
like
usually
one of
me
them.
bugging everyone at 1 a.m.
I'm
about
always
some
asleep.
Nonsense.
So.
Yeah.
And look, I ain't answering.
Yeah.
We'll write something and then it's like, all right, we kind of expect Drew to reply maybe 10 to 12 hours later. No, I'm just kidding. Not that bad, but
Usually in the AM. Yeah.
At a reasonable time.
yeah.
The sun is up.
Lumberjack hours, 5:30 a.m. He's checking and he's writing us back.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to get up early or
He
something?
just gets
I
up
just
early.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. My boss, I guess he was my old boss. So I knew him. We were in a band in high school. I mean, he's a funny guy. But so we used to work. I still work at March. So he was my boss in March, and he would stay up late, play video games. I'm 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So this dude, he'd be up late, like 1 a.m, and all of a sudden my phone would get off. Wake up, and it'd be Joel. If you go to the gas station, can you get me a Monster? Like, dude, you woke me up for that? Or he'd text like at 5 or 3 in the morning, whenever. I might be late for work.
Well, no shit. You're awake at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's why.
So,
You know?
I don't know. That just didn't make any sense. Those early textures and late
Yeah.
textures.
Yeah, well, see, I'm the late one and he's the early one. Me, it's because I just function off of like 4 hours of sleep every day, pretty much. So it's like it is what it is. And I kind of like sometimes I forget things. So like if I'll make something or if we get booked for a show or we get a DM, I'll have to like let them know right now because I'll just never tell them. Because I'll wake up the next morning and forget that we got offered a show, you know? It's like, oh, thank goodness now that, you know, Tito helps like a ton with the Instagram and stuff now. And so I feel like no one's being left on red. No one's, you know, like before it was a little hard, but I think we're doing a good job on making sure that doesn't happen. Yeah.
Nice. So what kind of studio musicians are you guys? I mean, over the years, I've met a lot of people. Some just absolutely hate every second of it. Some enjoy it. Some are amazing when they're not in the studio. You get in the studio and they're garbage. Some are the other way around.
Yeah,
It's always rough for me. I'm always nervous and never know how it's going to kind of come out. It's been doing good lately, but
I was just gonna say you're doing a lot better.
Yeah.
And he like made it a point with from the first time we recorded to the second time we recorded as a band that he let us know at first. He's like, I think you said that you were like, oh, I get a little nervous, you know, like a little stage fright. I'm like, bro, it's just the boys. Don't trip. Like literally, no one's laughing or nothing here, you know. And he's been killing it ever since. Just killing it. Every time he gets in the studio, this dude gets better and better.
Nice.
I feel
Every time.
yeah, I didn't really practice much like in a studio setting, and I
Right.
use the microphone live setting. You can kind of cheat a little bit doing that, so it's I've had to kind of approach it a lot differently. But
Me personally, drums is the most stressful thing ever. Like, because I'm usually a vocalist, and I feel like that shit's so much easier for me. And because, thank goodness, I'll tell everyone I record on an electric drum set. I've never recorded on a kit.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a little easier to record on an electric kit, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, even if you're a little off time, you could kind of like move it a little bit if you need to and shit. Like, so even doing that, I feel like I'm good, but I get nervous.
Especially when people are watching.
Yeah, he tells me, he goes, he's been one recently to tell me, like when you warm up or when you're jamming, you like go all crazy and you feel like you super solid and confident. But then like when we play, sometimes you'll just do the basics. You know, you could tell that you're just kind of doing the basics. When are you going to fucking drum, you know?
Yeah.
And like, so lately I've been stepping on my shell a little bit, but like studio, dude, I'm like, when we recorded Brandon's, thank God, my back's turned everywhere. I'm just like fucking looking at a wall, you know, so it's okay, but it's nerve-wracking for me, so I don't...
it's
Yeah,
super
we're
cool
pretty
that
nervous.
at Brandon's it's really comfortable there. We get to smoke lots of weed and all that, and it's real chill.
Lots of weed.
Lots.
And dabs.
Yeah,
So how about you guys? I mean, I'm assuming you're no big deal because you seem like you do it a lot.
he's chill.
He's probably the most experienced in the studio.
Yeah, but even a lot, you could probably ask any guitarist and they'll probably tell you that they have the same problem, but it's that red dot, that red record dot. Like I'll play the whole thing one take perfect. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Let's record. And as soon as that red dot comes on, I hear deet, deet, deet. It's like you, like if you ever played Guitar Hero and you mess it up. Yeah.
Oh, the band?
Yeah, it's and I mess it up. I mess it up like 2 seconds into the recording. I'm like, nope, start it over. Like,
It's like, need to quit. I need to quit.
yeah. But then like when he's not recording and he doesn't hit that button, I'll play it perfect. And I'm like, all right, record. And then I fuck it up.
So they need to trick you, in other words.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
Sometimes,
recording. Just screw around.
yeah, sometimes, but then randomly, like when I'm the most nervous, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna mess this up right now, but whatever, just play. And he'll hit it, and I'll one take the whole song. And I'm like, oh, cool, I got it. And my heart's racing like crazy right now, but I got it.
I'm about to have a heart attack.
God, you just described my first show as a drummer.
Really?
I don't remember when we played our first show in your backyard. I was so fucking nervous, dude. I wanted to shit my pants. I'm not even lying. Like, I was
Well, there's
so
always going to be
nervous.
that little edge, no matter how confident you are when you're playing a show or recording something, of just like, oh man, I hope I get this right with no problems, you know?
Yeah.
But even then, like I've been playing bass now for technically over half my life.
Yeah.
And only my third band I was in actually went into the professionally record. So already over 10 years, I've had that experience. I'm never really that nervous about it, but there's always little things each session I go in that I realize, what's going to work better for that recording. Because like in the time I've been playing too, I also play with, picks. Sometimes I don't play with the pick at all. And there's half of our recordings I do, and then half of them I don't. As of recently, I don't use it at all just because the way the songs have been coming out, it just sounds better that way.
With your fingers?
Yep. Because it's all basic, very low end, simple
Right.
stuff, nothing complicated.
Nothing too
And if you plug
melodic.
it just right, if you're having it with, because not only that is it a 4-string, it's all just a Fender precision bass, Fender jazz bass. It's all very root note, rounded,
Yeah.
do it that way. If you do it, especially with something that's below drop E, it just sounds better if you don't have too much, like,
Going on all over the
yeah,
place.
no, honestly.
Running scales all up the neck.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing too. Is in this band, I realized I had to actually hold back on not just throwing like filler stuff in because I realized it doesn't honestly need it.
What with us?
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember when you first started writing, you were doing
the early
more of
pre-pro
those.
stuff we did
Yeah.
when it was with even Chad. Like I was doing stuff with his solos, and we're just like,
Right.
wait, we try it without it. Oh no, it sounded better that way.
Yeah.
So
But like
Yeah.
you said, it's different type of music too for you. You were more faster, aggressive side of hardcore.
yeah, I got into like
Punk
80s
kinda.
hardcore when it was all very much in the whole. I guess you could say like cross between punk and like thrash.
Yeah.
All very. If you're like on a professional like music standpoint, people would almost even consider like polka beats, like fast polka beats.
I have heard that reference when it comes to a lot of that old hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
Which, who would ever thunk?
But it's
Right.
it's the perfect form of genre to be listening to if you're wanting to learn how to play stuff at a fast pace, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Good shit, dude. It's good stuff.
So I know we've already talked about it, but what do you guys got coming up in the future? What do you guys got coming up?
So obviously on the 22nd, we have our music video drop. We recently launched our YouTube channel, which we're trying to push really big right now. Do everything ourselves because we try to submit the video to some people and they're like, oh, copyright. No, we can't. Oh, no, it's too crazy or whatever. So
They did.
a couple of pages did. A couple of pages, so we're just going to do it ourselves.
Already getting flagged.
Yeah.
Just
Video
teasers.
getting flagged on
Teasers
Instagram,
with no
all that shit.
offensive content
We're
even.
prepared for it with what's being shown in the video, but so check that out. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Out of Chaos Hardcore.
Before it gets taken down.
Yes, please. But on the as far as the shows, on the Rockefellers on the 24th of this month, and
Next
Corona,
weekend.
we are playing. We're supporting the Blind Wolf and Preacher tour. Preacher and Blind Wolf are on tour, and there's another band on that tour. I'm sorry if I forgot your name, but we are playing alongside with Slumped, Preacher in Chaos.
Yes.
And
some other bands.
Some other bands. Shout out to all
I
you
found the
guys.
blank too.
Shout out to every single one of you guys. But yet again, like Tito said, it is a show where most of those bands we've never played with. There's literally like 5-6 bands on that bill that we've never played with, so we're excited.
Yep.
And then what's our
Solaris
next show?
Beer.
Solaris Beer in November 11th in Marietta, California. Shout out to Split Image for getting us on that show.
Yeah, those dudes are super cool.
So those are the 2 shows that we have planned.
So far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, a question on do you guys get dinged for the clips that you put in there? Like that's what they're dinging?
Yeah, I think that's
believe
what
so,
we're
yeah.
getting deemed for right now. We haven't even seen the full effect of it yet because it hasn't even really launched.
Yeah.
Like we haven't released the good clips yet.
Nothing fully yet.
Or
But if we do, it's kind of funny because most of the stuff I think they're more so just worried about because a lot of it is just free things you can pull offline from like different news channels or like pages that are literally there for that reason that you can pull from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I disputed it.
Yeah, well,
on
that's
one
not
of it,
what-
and we fucking won.
Well, truth of the matter is because the song is what it is lyrically, you can be considered commentary because there's no audio from anything else. It's just imagery that's going perfectly along with what he's talking about.
So that's what I had like with this podcast. I probably get a ding almost every single podcast.
You do,
and
huh?
they're the vast majority of them are playlists.
they are.
Who ding them? And so what I've known, like if it's a Victory's dinged one, like if it's a label, No, they're like, F no.
Right,
But every
right.
playlist that I've ever disputed, yeah,
Most of the time they let it through.
every single one of them.
Yeah, then that's what I was telling them. As long as we dispute it in the right way and whatever, and dispute it, we should be okay.
Yeah, but
because I see these videos literally everywhere.
Yeah, they're public, especially if it's a police video. That's public property, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Anybody could look
It's
it up
just-
online. It's right there. A lot of them doesn't even have age disclaimers either, so they can't even get you flagged for that.
But they're dicks. They'll do it anyway.
They'll try to. Definitely try to.
Yeah, it's just a little controversial, so we're expecting some kickback from certain people. You
We
know?
like that.
Oh,
though.
really?
Yeah,
We like that.
That's
though.
good in certain ways, for sure.
Hey, like I say, public or any publicity is good
Yeah,
publicity.
Yeah,
different.
exactly.
We're different approach though, and a shout out to Andrew here for that because there's obviously a million cop songs or anti-cop songs or corruption songs, within the police force and everything, but they tend to come off very what do you would say almost like trying to tell people to do bad things to cops, to
It's not
riot,
very intelligent all the time.
right,
How many people are out there that want to just be like,
Fuck
kill
you forever.
cops and do all that
Kill
stuff?
every cop, motherfucker.
Or like,
You know,
how many people are going to go out there and say, kill cops, and are they going to do it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point, James.
I just try to give people
Straight up.
the language that they need to be able to intelligently, criticize the system and what's going on.
That's good. Nice.
Yeah.
So on that Trader video, I mean, the clips that were in there from at least the trailer. I mean, I can't, nothing in there was offensive because it's not like anything new. You show some dude getting his head blown off by a cop or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, are the other ones in the video maybe a little bit more?
Some of them get a little bit violent, and intense.
There's
but-
some footage of fatalities in there. Maybe not necessarily gory stuff, but
Yeah.
Okay.
it's on
Yeah,
camera.
it's not a gory video, really.
Okay.
It's really not. It's not. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Drew made it a point to just make the song more about he's not bashing the police at all. He's just saying look what's going on.
Yeah.
This
Be
is-
aware.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
be blinded and act like these things don't happen. And
It's just because that's your job doesn't give you the right to get away with doing what you do and abusing power. And it is a very common thing for them to do that. And there's people out there that just follow that and follow the police to a T to where they think that they can do no wrong, and there has never been a time where they have gone wrong. And no, there's plenty of evidence out there showing that they're just people, and a lot of people shouldn't be doing that kind of a job.
Yeah. Well, that's just ignorant.
like
people.
me, you can't give me a fucking badge. I don't have mental issues.
I wouldn't
I'm having
be
a
able to
bad day. Who wants to go to jail? That's the scary thing. That is the scary thing. At least I'm real though. For real, man. I don't know, but it's I've never been a cop, so I don't really know what I would do in situations like that. But I'm a human. I wake up in bad moods and stuff. There's. I don't know. I go off on a big old tangent on that whole thing, but we
No, I
won't.
mean, I myself come from a
it.
family that has actual members that have been judges and police officers and stuff like that. And honestly, to me, it's I'll respect you for being, in my family, obviously, but it's still just a job that you chose to take.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have two brothers actually that are cops, so it's a little tough for me.
Family
It's
dinners
with
are awkward?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe now they will be. Yeah.
Once the video comes out?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see how they take it. Usually they're pretty understanding of me, but
Yeah.
The T-shirt's out already, so that was like a teaser of it.
yeah.
But I think, like you said, though, the issue is there are good cops, but there's also bad cops. Like you said, some people just follow them blindly, and it's and I think it's true, especially in politics and everything else, that you have those that will completely blindly follow without saying, hey, maybe we need to question this. And those that will completely hate it no matter what.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, no matter what.
That's what we're trying to get away from is the polarization to either extreme kind of a thing. To
Yeah, that's good.
kind of balance out, and to see what it is really,
That's good. There needs to be more logical people out there,
Yeah.
not just emotional.
Well, we are a little bit older too, so
Yeah.
more wiser.
yeah. I mean, we weren't really talking about things like this in this degree when we were younger.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's time to do.
I
it
did,
now.
however.
What did you say?
I said I did, however.
James did. James did.
When I was
You
younger,
can't
I was
speak
a
for
total
everyone. I'm
shithead,
speaking for
so-
myself. Sorry.
I think we all were.
Yeah.
Little turds.
Yeah.
I still am.
Still am.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks for coming over. Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely.
It's always
Thank
been
you.
Fun.
Yeah,
Good luck
dude.
on all your adventures and all that.
Thanks
Thanks,
for having
man. I
us.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it.
It was a lot of good times, dude.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.